Hi guys, I hope you're well. I'm Danny from Hatt Clinic and we're going to go through a spinal mobility class today based on Pilates. So we're going to start with the feet nice and narrow, hip width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. We want to make sure we've got arches in the feet and you're quite evenly weighted between your heels and the balls of your feet. So we don't want to be rocking forwards or backwards in this position. Knees are going to be straight but not locked. We want a neutral pelvis, neutral rib cage. They feel like they're flattening to the top of your abdominals. Your shoulders are back but not pinched back. We've got a nice open collarbone with the chin slightly tucked in but not nodding down. So we're going to keep that height and we're going to always return to this position. With the arms hanging down by your sides, we're going to start by tucking the chin in more, then start to nod the head. We're going to try and roll down through the spine, vertebra at a time, starting with the neck, then into the upper back, then into the mid-back. As you do this, the knees can soften, and that's okay. We don't need to keep them locked, but we're trying to move as much through the spine as you possibly can as you peel down to the floor. The arms can be pretty relaxed. We don't want to shrug up around the ears, and we're controlling down until you're in a nice long stretch. All the way up through the backs of your legs if you're tight there, into the lower back. We're keeping that chin tucked in here. That's going to be the last thing to come back to neutral. To build it back up, we start to straighten the knees and tilt the pelvis into place. Start to build the lower back up on top of that, returning to neutral there. Then the mid back, then the upper body, shoulders, chin and head. We'll do two more of those, tucking the chin in first, nodding the head down, curling through the upper back, then the mid back, trying to move as much vertebra at a time as you can, working through the front of your body to create that curling action. Trying to create length up through the back as we roll down. At the bottom, hold for a couple of deep breaths, trying to find that really long range of tucked chin, rounded upper back, nice long spine, but we're supported through the abs. And again, we'll start to straighten the knees, tilt the pelvis, build up through the lower back, the mid back, the ribs, the shoulders, the neck and the head. We'll do one more of those, nice and smooth. Should be easier now than it was at the beginning. Should get more range. We're going to tuck the chin in, nod the head, peel down through the spine, and on this one we're going to hold at the bottom. So controlling all the way down, vertebra at a time. Really trying to curl the spine. At the bottom, hang a moment. Bend the knees more so you can bring your hands down and step your legs back so you're onto all fours. Same sort of concept, we're going to come into a cat stretch. So we want to start in a neutral position. So we have that natural curve for the lower back. The ribs are not hanging, but we're not rounding the upper back yet. We've got the shoulders pulled away from the ears and the chin tucked in. So you'll be looking at your mat, but in front of your fingertips. Then we're going to try and move from the pelvis first, vertebra at a time. So we're going to start by tilting the pelvis. Feel like you're pulling your belly button then away from the floor to start to move into the lower back. Then we start to curl the upper back. So it feels like your belly button, then your rib cage pulls away from the floor. Your collarbones pull more towards the knees, your chin tucks in again and we nod the head. The arms stay strong but they're not shoving you up, they're supporting you into this high rounded position. From there, again we're going to try and move pelvis first, start to tip the pelvis forward so we create more of an arch into the lower back. Start to extend through the upper back by pulling your rib cage forward, not by dropping down, so we're still staying strong through the shoulders. Feels like your breastbone then pulls between the arms, throat lifts, and you're looking slightly forward now, not poking the chin out, but we have certainly lifted the head. We'll do two more of those. Take your time. Start off from the pelvis. It's a bit harder from this extension position, so starting with the pelvis, tuck your bum under, pull the belly button up, trying to move as much vertebra at a time as you can. Curl up through the spine, chin tucks in, head nods, round the back. From here, pelvis tilts, tail lifts in the air, lower back starts to extend, mid back starts to extend, the chest feels like it reaches forwards between your arms, your throat lifts, your head lifts. One more to go. Tilt the pelvis, curl up through the lower back, mid back, the upper back. It feels like collarbones come towards knees, chin tucks in head nods. Final extension, tilt the pelvis, arch the back, start to lift the chest, point the chest forward, throat lifts, head lifts, but don't poke the chin out. Good. Well done. We're going to change position there. We're going to come down onto your back and we're going to come into some bridges. So for this one, we want to lie down flat on your back with your knees bent to about 90 degrees, feet flat on the floor, lie all the way back. If you do want something small under your head to cushion it, feel free to do so. I much prefer being flat for a bridge, but if you need a bit of support, that's fine. Think of that neutral foot position we spoke about before. You want to have a nice even pressure between your heels and the balls of your feet. We want the knees bent and pointing straight up. We can just have the arms down by your sides. We need that neutral pelvis we spoke about before, so we're not flat and scooped yet. We've got a little arch in the lower back. Pelvis is level, so hip bones are level, we're not twisted to one side. Ribs are flattened but not compressed down. Collars open, chin tucked in. Just like with your cat stretch, we're going to move from tail first. We'll start by tilting the pelvis so your lower back flattens, and it will feel like you're pointing your tailbone up towards the back of your knees. Keep going with that feeling, so it's abs, and now it's a squeeze of the glutes to start to lift your bum. And again, we're trying to peel up, vertebra at a time, as much as you possibly can, to come up towards your shoulder blades. Only come up as high as you can without overextending through the back, so we don't want these ribs poking up towards the ceiling. We need to stay engaged through the abs to keep that neutral position, that diagonal position. We still want that pelvic tilt, so I like to think about a big belt buckle tipping up towards my belly button, squeezing of the bum, and feeling like my knees are going towards my toes, not pushing the other way. That's going to really help feel your hamstrings and your glutes switch on. Every time we get here, take a deep breath in and feel like we're breathing laterally into the ribs. As you breathe out, we're coming down the opposite way, so we're starting to come down through the back of the ribs, then through the lower back, and try and feel like you're keeping your bum away from the mat for as long as you can until you've run out a vertebra to roll. Then at the bottom, as you breathe in, return to that neutral pelvis. So again, we're level, we've got that natural little arch, we're not thrusting the ribs, our shoulders are open, we haven't rounded them. Take a deep breath in here. As you breathe out, start to roll the pelvis, flatten into the lower back, squeeze your bum to start to lift. And we're curling up, peeling up through the spine, so we're needing to use backs of the legs, bum and tummy all together to create that lift. Arms can help you a little bit here. If we try and pull sort of the shoulders back into the floor, that will help you not round your upper back. We definitely don't want to be shrugging. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, start to roll down, peeling down through the spine, vertebra at a time. So trying to keep your tailbone off the floor for as long as you can until you get to the bottom, breath in to return to neutral. And again, we're just going to do one more. You can absolutely do more of these. We're just going to do 3 for today. Breath in at the bottom, breath out, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, curl up, lifting your bum, then your lower back, peeling up through the spine, vertebra at a time, to come up to a nice straight diagonal line up through the body. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, start to roll back down, peel down again, vertebra at a time, controlling down, but really active the whole way down, using your tummy, using your glutes, using your legs to control down. and then back to neutral. So we've got the back moving quite a lot in this flexion, so that's that rounding position and extension. We're going to rotate next. So just pull your feet together, pull your knees together. I want you to really imagine you're holding something between the knees, or you can imagine that your legs become one here, they move together. Then we can take the arms out to the side like a T shape. Again, chin tucked in, we're neutral through the torso. Squeeze the knees together. We're going to rotate, and to do that I want you to think of that belt buckle on the front of your waistband. We're going to turn the waistband, so we're going to turn the belt buckle to one side. So by rotating the pelvis, the knees happen to move through the air. We're not necessarily trying to bring the knees to the floor. You'll find, hopefully, that by keeping the knees together and turning the pelvis, that your foot has lifted because you're keeping those ankles glued together also. Rotate the pelvis back to the centre. The knees will be vertical again. And then we'll go the same to the other side, making sure the knees are squeezed together. We're going to lift the buttock and the foot in order to rotate, keeping the opposite shoulder down, nice and open across that shoulder as we rotate. And it is effort, so I want you to take the legs to one side, not drop them. And then we're trying to stop them going so far that you would lose control. And then pull the knees back to the start position, back to vertical. Again, we're going to do 3, so 2 more to go. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, turn the hips, slow rotation, trying to control it there on 1 deep but slow exhale. Pause here, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, start to pull the knees back to the centre, so both buttocks in contact with the mat. Belt buckle points up, knees point up, both feet on the floor. Breath in here, breath out, turn. Turning the pelvis, remember not just dropping the knees, trying to get that good rotation. Anchor down with the opposite shoulder. Big turn, big stretch down that side. For me it's my right hand side now. Even getting a little bit of a stretch into the chest when I'm keeping the shoulder open. And that's nice, especially if you do that over a computer. Breath in here, breath out, rotate. Hips to the centre, knees to the ceiling. We'll do 1 more. Breath in, breath out. Controlled rotation, making sure we're getting it through the spine. It's not necessarily a leg movement. We're stretching though across the shoulder if you need. If you are tight and feel it there, that's absolutely fine. Pull your hips back to the centre. Knees pointing up, and we've got 1 more. To the left now for me. Knees squeeze together. Rotate the pelvis. Shoulder stays down. Big turn. Pause, breath in. Breath out to rotate back to the centre, all the way back to the start there. Okay, we're going to finish off with 1 more exercise where we're going to side bend. So we need to get up to your feet, standing up tall, hands down by your side. So for this one we want to really differentiate between the shoulder moving and the spine moving. So we're going to start hands by your sides. Turn your left palm forward, take the arm out to the side and up to the ceiling. As you do that, you're trying to keep the rest of the body still. Then start to side bend. So keeping the pelvis still, we're going to take your left side of the rib cage up and away from the left side of your hip. So we're creating more length through that left side. Go as far as you can without twisting. Take a deep breath in, especially trying to breathe into this left side. As you breathe out, return to the centre, reaching the arm up until your torso is finished moving, and then the arm can come back down. We're going to breathe in, reach up to the sky, really high reach. Breathe out, side bend. Hold. Deep breath into this right side now. And with a slow breath out, return to upright, where the arm will then come down. Try not to follow that arm. It just comes down by your side. So again, that's 1. We'll do 3. Left arm, breathe in, right up towards the ceiling. Feel like you want to touch the ceiling. Breathe outside, bend as though you're trying to slide your fingertips along the ceiling. So really reaching up, but staying anchored down with that left foot. breath in, breath out, return to upright, bringing the arm down by your side. And again on the right, breathe in, reach up. Really emphasize that feeling of anchoring your right hip as you reach that right rib cage up towards the ceiling, creating this side bend. Take a deep breath in, breathe out as you return. One more time each side. I want you to really concentrate on expanding the rib cage on this one. Reach high, breathe out, side bend. Really try and inhale and expand more into this left side. Feel that stretch much more down across the ribs and by the armpits. Deep breath in, breathe out to return. Final rep. Right arm reaches as you breathe in. Breathe out, big reach over to the side. Hold, deep breath in. Trying to expand that right side of your rib cage, really trying to spread the ribs out. Breathe out, return, and arm by your side. Okay, that's us done there, guys. We've got your back moving, flexing forwards, extending backwards, side bending and rotating. Hopefully you feel better after doing that. Feel free to do that every single day, especially if you're working from home. Take movement breaks, keep that back nice and healthy. Anyway, I'll see you here soon.